and hacking. And I pretended to be a pizza delivery. And I said, hello, your pizza is here. I'm waiting outside. Where are you? And he messaged my friend and he said, pay me $4,000 to give Lindie back her WhatsApp account. All of a sudden, my Instagram account was gone, disappeared from the earth. Hi everyone. I've never done a story time video like this, but I'm gonna dive straight into it and tell you about the worst 2 or 3 weeks I have had in a very long time. So I'm temporarily in South Africa because my mom is really sick. More about that in another video. And I was in the mall with my boyfriend and we were just standing at the sausage saloon ordering our hot dogs. And the next thing I noticed when I put my hands in my pocket was that my phone disappeared. I freaked out. I told my boyfriend, my phone is gone. He said, no, it's okay. It's probably in the car. I said, no, somebody took my phone. I was wearing a jacket that had really broad pockets and I was hugging my boyfriend like this. And as I did that, someone pickpocketed me and stole my phone. I was in a panic because my phone is my life. All of my banking apps are on it, all of my social media. Here's the most embarrassing thing that I need to tell you all is that my password, I'm so embarrassed. My phone password was 00000. So they got into my phone immediately. I used my Apple Watch to track where my iPhone was, and within minutes, these people were out of the mall into the city center. It takes about 20 minutes to get there. I don't know how they got there so fast. They must have sprinted away. We went to the shopping mall security center to ask them for footage, which they never gave us, which was a total waste of time. And I could track my watch going into the city center, which is a really dodgy part of town. And then it was gone. For some reason, they erased it from the iCloud. Now in South Africa, people lose their phones a lot. And I was like, okay, I was pickpocketed. All they're gonna do is wipe my phone clear and they're gonna sell it or they're gonna use it for themselves. So I went to bed really calm and I'm like, these things happen. The next morning I wake up and I'm like, I need to buy myself a new phone. So I tried to log into my online banking and transfer some money from my savings account into my main account so that I can buy myself a phone to use temporarily. Then I realized my banking password didn't work. And I'm like, this is really weird. I've been using this password for years. Why am I locked out of my online banking? Then I decided to turn on my Singapore backup phone. It's just a really old phone that uses my Singapore SIM card. And then I got SMSs from my bank in Singapore that said $5,000 was withdrawn from my account, which is an insane amount. It's like my life savings. One of them was for this weird name like Musa Juta Projects and the other one was to someone's PayPal. So what I think happened is the people who stole my phone logged into my PayPal using my really weak password and they used the connected bank cards on my PayPal to transfer tons of money to themselves and to whatever that fake company name is. These are people whose full-time job it is to steal your money and steal your identity. It's like a network of people who do this for a full-time job. Next morning, I called the banks, both my South African bank and my Singapore bank, and I said, cancel my card, block my card. And from my South African bank account, they took about $1,000, which, thank the Lord, I got back within a few days by calling the fraud department from my bank. This story gets worse. Please fasten your seatbelts. It's been a month and a half and I still have not heard back from my Singaporean bank whether or not they're going to refund the fraudulent activity. I'm busy phoning them from across the world. There's time differences. I have to wake up early to call them. I haven't received my card because the South African postal service is terrible. I hope you're enjoying your popcorn because it gets worse. Money aside, next morning I check on my laptop and I'm logged in on my WhatsApp because WhatsApp had an update and you don't need your phone. And I'm messaging my friend in Singapore and I'm telling her, listen, my phone was stolen and they took a lot of money from me. But luckily I can still use my WhatsApp. Meanwhile, this guy had my phone with my WhatsApp working with him and he could read the messages I was sending to my friend. All of a sudden, he logged me out of my Mac and he kept himself on his WhatsApp and he messaged my friend and he said, pay me $4,000 to give Lindie back her WhatsApp account. And she was like, what's going on, because just the message before that was me like, hey, my phone was stolen. I used my laptop to log into Instagram, and all of a sudden my Instagram account was gone, disappeared from the earth. At Lindie Buddhist Instagram, could not find it anywhere. I panicked. I ran into the kitchen crying to my mom. I'm like, my Instagram is gone. And you have to understand, this is like my side job. Instagram, I don't want to say it's my life, but it's where I get a lot of my income from. I'm a freelancer. I don't have a full-time job. Losing Instagram was really, really bad for me. I had almost 50,000 followers and my account was gone. So I knew these people were being malicious. They were not just stealing money. So they hacked my Instagram account. And the only way I knew how to figure out what the account was, because they changed the username, was I searched hashtag Lindie Buddhist. And I never hashtag my stuff with my own name. I just thought it was weird. But there was one single video I uploaded that said hashtag Lindie Buddhist in the hashtags. I was able to find my account. And he changed the username to GONED_34. Goned, I don't know what. And he removed my profile picture. And over the next following days, one by one, he started deleting my pictures. He removed all of my videos, all of my reels. He blocked my best friends who I was messaging. And he messaged some of my friends, including my boyfriend, saying, hey, talk to me. Do you want your phone back or not? He called my boyfriend on the phone, and there was this lady who answered, and she's like, go online, go online. And my boyfriend was like, I am online. And on WhatsApp, they're like, hey, my friend, do you want your phone back or not? And my boyfriend was like, I'm not your friend. They're like, no, but you follow me on Instagram, so you're my friend. And he's just like, leave me alone. So he reported and blocked it. Meanwhile, it still gets worse, guys. I tried to log into my Gmail, and they changed the backup email and the backup phone number, and I was completely locked out of my Gmail. And you know what is the worst part is that I used Google to save my passwords, so they could see, logging in on my Google profile, every single password I had for every single website. So I switched over from Gmail, from Google, storing my passwords, and I highly recommend you guys get a password manager to store your passwords, not on your iCloud keychain and not on your Google profile, because this can happen to anyone. I was a victim of identity theft and hacking, and they had a blast just logging into my stuff. Probably the worst thing that happened was that they logged into my Hotmail and they erased the email address from the face of the internet. Microsoft could not help me, and that email address, which was lindie-b@hotmail.com, completely disappeared. I used it to log into Facebook, I used it to log into Twitter, Goodreads. Basically all my logins were that Hotmail, and they just deleted it. I contacted Microsoft and I went through their online form like 10 times trying to retrieve my account. And they ask you stupid questions like, what was the subject line of the last 5 emails you sent? I'm like, I don't send emails using this address. It's my login for websites and stuff. And they said, no, sorry, we can't prove it's you. The address is gone. And I know someone internally who works at Microsoft, and they have not gotten back to me after a month and a half. So I'm just writing it off. That email address is completely gone. And with that is my PayPal account. That is also completely gone. So I tried to make a new PayPal account using a new email address, because all of the affiliate income, everything from my language club, goes into my PayPal. PayPal saw that there was fraudulent activity where these robbers were stealing my money, and then they said, oh, your account is at risk. We're blocking you from ever using PayPal. You have 180 days of just waiting, and then you could transfer your money to another PayPal account. I was like, this sucks, but let me make a new PayPal. So I created a new email and I created a new PayPal. Not even 2 days later, they're like, this account is also at risk. We're blocking you from using PayPal ever. So my language club payments bounced, my affiliate payments bounced. This is my income. This is what I do as an online entrepreneur, whatever you want to call me. PayPal completely blocked me. Using my name and my address, I can never create a PayPal account ever again. So that's gone. And my email address is completely gone. I don't know what they did, but back to the Gmail. It gets worse. So they changed the backup email address to kingsofprince21@hotmail.com. Feel free to do with that email whatever you want. They used that backup email and they changed the backup phone number. And for some reason, I was able to see that on my profile on Google, and I called that phone number. And I pretended to be a pizza delivery. And I said, hello, your pizza is here. I'm waiting outside. Where are you? And this guy was like, oh, no, I'm doing a SIM swap. My phone got stolen. And I was like, no, this is the hacker guy that I'm calling. He used this phone number. And this guy comes up with a story and he says, no, my phone was also stolen and I'm doing a SIM swap, which means you buy a new SIM card and you swap to have your old number over. But then I'm like, you can't do a SIM swap if you're calling on your phone. Something isn't adding up. My boyfriend and I started realizing that this guy's story does not add up, and he's actually one of the scammers. So it was one of his phone numbers, which he probably stole from an innocent victim like myself. So I had done a SIM swap, luckily, and my boyfriend helped me buy a phone in the meantime, so I could keep my phone number at least. But I couldn't sign into WhatsApp, couldn't sign into Instagram because my Instagram was hacked, and my Gmail was hacked. On one of my hard drives, a few days earlier, I was like, oh, what's on my hard drive? And I found some backup codes for my Gmail account. Guys, if you have backup codes, write them down, save them. They could save your life. And I was like, oh, I have backup codes. I can get my account back because the recovery email was theirs. The recovery phone number was theirs. There was no way for me to get my Gmail back without those backup codes. Once I filled in the backup codes, I think it's then when I was able to see what his email address and phone number was, and I reported it to the police. Police in South Africa are not great. They did nothing. After 2 days of writing an intense report, giving them phone numbers of the person who called my boyfriend, phone number of the person who stole my email, and the email address they sent money through PayPal to, all of these details, the police was like, meh, case closed. They're not gonna do anything. Like, why did I even report this? Total waste of time. I was also sent to 2 different police stations because the first one was like, this is not in our jurisdiction. Go somewhere else to file your report. Okay, let me just get my thoughts together because I'm getting angry again. I know somebody who works at Meta and they were able to help me retrieve my Instagram account. I had to create a new email and they connected it to that. And after about 2 weeks, I was able to get back into my Instagram account. When I logged into my Instagram again, I could see messages that this guy had sent to people. Messages like, pay me $4,000 if you want this account back. One of my friends messaged me when my account was still hacked, and she said, hey Lindie, do you have your account back? And this guy replied and said, oh, it was hacked, but it's back now. So he pretended to be me. He asked my friends for money. And some of you, my viewers, my friends, you actually messaged this Gone34 Instagram account and you said, Lindie's such a sweet person, she's really helping people, please give her account back, her mom is really sick with cancer, blah blah blah, all of your wonderful reasons to try and convince this person. And they were like, I quote, what is gone in Africa is gone forever. I just am so grateful that I got my Instagram account back. And it's just been so much going on top of my mom's health, on top of everything, on top of mental health. I decided to take a break from Instagram. So luckily they had a new feature where you have like recently deleted items. So not all my content was gone. I could go into the delete bin and take it all out. Thank goodness the hackers were not smart enough to permanently delete all of my content. So I returned my content and then I made a post saying I'm taking a break from Instagram. I don't know if there are more details to this story because it was long-winded and it took me about 3 to 4 weeks to sort everything out with banks. I had to change all of my passwords, move it over to a password manager. So I don't usually make these types of videos. I see I've already been recording for like 16 minutes. So this is where I'm gonna stop. But I wanted to update you guys and tell you about how rough that was and to remind you to please keep your details safe, get a password manager, make a secure number password on your phone, and just stay safe because identity theft, I didn't think so, but it can happen to anyone. Thank you for your concern. I am no longer using Ko-fi for my language club. It's now moved over to Buy Me a Coffee. So if you'd like to donate there, because I lost $6,000, you're very welcome to. I have a language club. I have discounts on all of my ebooks. Please check out buymeacoffee.com/LindieBuddhist if you'd like to support my content. Absolutely no pressure. And that is it for my very long story time video. Stay safe out there. Good to talk to you guys again. I'm gonna have another video soon about where I've been and why I disappeared from YouTube. But that's it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!